Aloha. How are you guys? Hello, everyone.
Hi, everybody. I'm back with my amazing, wonderful sister friend, Pamela, as you can see here. If you haven't followed her yet, do because she creates amazing content on health, how to be your best self. So she's absolutely incredible, and you should follow her. Today, as you see in the title, we are going to be talking about your BOGO oil. So sometimes many times throughout the year. Doterra does this amazing thing where you can buy oils. This time around, it's buy
Let me
five.
ask something. Olivia, can you ask maybe if you guys are on here? Is it only me or is Olivia's sound going in and out? Is Olivia's voice going in and out?
Yes, me, cool, technical difficulties for sure.
Yeah, it's cutting in and out.
Ooh, I hear kids' bird sound. Oh, Olivia's audio is at a quarter volume. Ooh, Lena, that is good info.
And the kids you hear, Hannah, are my kids, and they're going crazy up in the front yard. And the birds are out here with me too.
Oh, you gotta love the nature, pun intended, of live streaming. You get the truth, people. Okay, you you always will get the truth and everything around it. Thank you, Avi, for the mic drop award. Hey, I think that award might have been created during one of my broadcasts. I'm gonna try to.
Perfect. Your sound is perfect right now, right, Lena? Yes.
Okay, so I have to hold my phone. That's all it is. Because my
Mm.
phone's probably just being blocked by the bottom. For show. Okay. Okay. Cool. I might wanna just hop onto the the computer anyway, though. So let me try that. Okay.
Olivia is 70%. Hey, Lena, how do you see this? How do you see if it's a quarter, if it's 70%? That's really awesome.
I think she's hearing it. Okay, I just joined as a third computer. So um oh god.
Now you got some echo.
How about now?
Perfect.
Perfect. Okay, you know what? We'll just go on here. If I run out of battery, so be it. Okay.
If you run out of battery, we can always do it again.
So true.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, Olivia, start again. Talk about that amazing BOGO box.
Okay. Anyway, so the reason why we're doing this, I have my BOGO July 2021 box. Now, what is because several times a year, doTERRA will do this amazing thing where you have the opportunity to purchase a BOGO box, get a free membership for the year. And basically, this time we got buy five, get seven oils for free. Yes. Did you hear that right? I said buy five, get seven for free. And so we're going to be teaching you how to use each one of these oils. If you didn't get a chance to get the box, that's okay. This will still be a really great educational video on how to use your oils. And of course, if you have some of these oils and you have no idea what to do with them, we are here to help. So I think we're going to start off with the day one of the BOGO. So it actually is like separated by different days. And it's super fun. Thank you so much to Donna in the desert for subscribing. Appreciate you. And yes, doTERRA is absolutely incredible. I was sitting behind home plate during the Giants game. Love it. I want some essential oils to help me relax and sleep. Yes, Avi, let's talk about that. Out of topic, Rita, Olivia for America's Got Talent next year. You never know. You never know. Okay,
I
so
vote yes. I'm one of Olivia's biggest fans because I love Olivia and I love her art. So I say yes. I made her sing. I don't, have you shared about this? I made you sing at the DoTerra. convention,
No,
doTERRA.
I have not shared that.
Oh, so I made Olivia sing. So if you are part of doTERRA, if you are familiar with doTERRA, we have this yearly trip. It's an incentive trip. And every, oh, Curitiba. Oh my goodness, you're in Brazil. Olá, tudo bem, Edward? So every year we go on this incentive trip, and every year is at a different place. This time it was in Mexico, in Playa del Carmen. And Olivia went. That was her first trip. It was amazing. And we signed up for this challenge, like lip sync thing. And I had no idea. I wasn't sure what we're signing up for. So the lady was just like, hey, sign up for this. And I said, sure, let's sign up for it. It was a full on contest and we didn't know. So we put Olivia to sing, and she sang for the entire crew there in Mexico. And of course, she was amazing. And she sang, what was This Is Me, right, Olivia? That was the song.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
You should do a cover of that song. Yes.
I would love to. I sing that song all the time now.
Yes. Yes. She's such an amazing artist. I absolutely love your art. Well, let's get back to the topic here.
Okay, anyway, so the first day of the BOGO was buy one Deep Blue, and you would get two oils for free, which were lemongrass and cypress. So, what have you got for us, Pam? What can we do with Deep Blue? What can we do with lemon? What can we do with cypress?
All right. So my name is Pamela. Well, nice to see everybody here. Thank you so much for being here. It is one of my greatest passions to talk about natural health, essential oils, and how we're able to use this plant kingdom into our daily lives, and to make it simple and make it so you know how to implement them in your life and you see results in a very short time. The beauty of the essential oils is that they work so fast in your system. As soon as you inhale an essential oil, in about 22 seconds, your body will receive it. In 20 minutes, every single cell will have a little bit of the oil. So for you that have not tried it, never used it before, it is such a for me, an amazing experience when it's your first time, because you can tell right away the difference that it made. So it changes the chemistry of your body and it changes the vibe of any environment. It changes the vibe of your home. So if you have a diffuser, you can diffuse them in the air, and that will make it bright and light. And lemongrass will make your house smell like a spa. If you use lemongrass, you can put your uses here. So for my household, the way that I use it, I love lemongrass. Every time I go on a trip, I come back home. Lemongrass is one of the first oils that I put in the diffuser, because you can see that the oils will have the physical properties and also the more emotional and spiritual properties. And I like both. So when I get home, I do lemongrass in the air. One, to cleanse the air. It is a welcoming scent for me. It also cleans the environment. So if you move into a new home or a new office or any new environment that you are going to be starting to be present in that place, you can cleanse the place with lemongrass. So lemongrass is a cleanser. It will clean the place for you to welcome your energy into it. So that's one of the uses that I do in the home. And lemongrass is also very powerful for tension and for anything that is connected to muscles and joints. Same as deep blue. That is why that combo, when you look at those three together, they are, for me, they are like natural icy hot. So when you have any discomfort, joint pain, anything to do with tension, um, and having to maybe relax a little bit more when you feel tight, that combination is incredible. And also cypress is an oil that I use quite a bit at home in the air, because it cleans the air too. Also support for the respiratory system, but it is the oil of motion and flow. So if you're feeling sometimes that you're stuck, that you don't know how to move from where you are to the place that you want to go, cypress is the oil that can help you with that. And deep blue, not only for physical tension and discomfort, you can use it for wounds that might be in there, have been in there for a while, and that can help give you a natural tool to be able to heal those wounds, emotional wounds I'm talking about. And also, there is an oil in there that's called blue tansy. And blue tansy is a great oil for no procrastination. So, if sometimes you know you have things to do and you get a little lazy, on the bottoms of your big toes, the big toes are the reflexology points for your brain, and that will activate your mind to be able to act and move into action. So, Deep Blue also for athletes or people who are active. I love being active even after my three babies. I have three little ones. Deep Blue is a daily oil before and after my workout. So I've committed myself my time like 30 minutes every day to get active. And what I did with Deep Blue and any of the oils that have peppermint in it, because Deep Blue has peppermint, was to create what we call how you call gato. Oh my goodness! Now it will. I'm thinking in Portuguese. Is to create a connection for me to know that I need to move into action. Gatilho is in Portuguese. Is anybody that's here? Edward, what's the name for? What's the word for gatilho? Gatilho. Oh my goodness! It's only in Portuguese coming out right now. Somebody help. Um, Rafa, you're Brazilian, aren't you? Gatilho. Gatilho. Who's got this word? Hang on, I'm gonna look it up. So
Trigger.
thank you. I love you. It's
Thank you. Oh my God, that Edward.
it's a trigger for me to get moving to action. So you can create those little habits and use this plants. I call this life traps for you to be able to move into where you want to go, into where you need to be and be doing or be present. And that for me is the use of those three oils. And then my most favorite use is probably Olivia's favorite use is using food. I just made that quinoa, the Thai quinoa last night
Mm.
with lemongrass and ginger. And I don't like the texture of lemongrass. So for cooking, I absolutely love using essential oils instead of sometimes the actual herb or food. Okay, so I use lemongrass for that. And then one last use. Promise, it's the last one for these guys. So I have a 6-year old, a 3-year old, and a 1-year old. And whenever they're going through their growing phases, they have discomfort. So you moms, so maybe some moms out there, I do dilute. You can use any of those three oils, especially Deep Blue, I would say, and apply on the legs and on the arms when they're feeling discomfort. And usually it happens at nighttime when they're sleeping, right? So they wake up with a little discomfort, and that is instant relief. Remember, seconds. Walter, or in Portuguese we say your name, Walter. I love lemongrass. Yes, lemongrass in soups, winner, right? Anything Thai, it, Lena, absolutely. I absolutely love Thai dishes too. I should post that recipe for my one pot recipe. It's called. It's a Thai quinoa with coconut milk and lemongrass. It's really yummy.
Oh, it is to die for. It is incredible. Everybody was talking about it. That's that's how delicious it is. So we're like, oh my gosh, what is this magic quinoa? It's delicious.
Olivia, were you able to get your computer to charge?
Yes, we are on now.
Winner.
Unlimited battery life.
Amazing. I can't say that for myself, but I do have two backup phones. So if this goes down, I'm going this.
There we go. That's what we call prepared. You see, we're so prepared.
Mothers, mothers.
Love it.
So Olivia, what do you do with Deep Blue? Is probably one of the oils that Chris uses the most, isn't it?
Absolutely. So Deep Blue is actually one of Chris's favorite oils. So if you guys don't know, Chris is my husband. He is officially part of Terra. And so he has his own oils. He doesn't steal my oils anymore because he has his own oils now. But one of his favorites is Deep Blue because he is he's a very athletic person. He played football all his life, and he wanted to do the pro thing, but then he would join the military instead. But then he continued to work out, super buff. super muscular, coordinated, opposite of me. And he uses this every single day. So Deep Blue is incredible for before and after workout. I think it's one of the ones that he recommends to people all the time. And of course, lemongrass is amazing for anything Southeast Asian. So I actually cook a lot of Vietnamese dishes. So that's what we use for a lot for our meals is lemongrass. So it's like lemongrass, different proteins, lemongrass tofu, and so it's really nice and way different from the lemongrass plant. It's just so much stronger, so much more fragrant. Like the oil is just incredible. Like what we do, when we use the actual lemongrass stalk and you're using the back of the knife to like crack it open so that it's more aromatic. This is like way many of the stalks and just one drop. So it is awesome. I love using that lemongrass essential oil. Yeah, so, so lemongrass actually sounds good. Yeah, so it's amazing.
And it
Um,
reminds me of Thailand too. Every massage I got in Thailand, they added lemongrass essential oil to it, to the carrier oil. And there is a reason for that, right? So it's very relaxing and also with tons of properties, including like anti-inflammatory. So it's great for a massage. And there is somebody from India here. Hello, I was in Rishikesh for 3 months. I did my yoga training there. I absolutely love India. I absolutely.
yes, Pam is Mrs. International. She has been everywhere. It's so amazing.
You're
Okay, you're amazing.
you're amazing.
You're amazing.
Um,
You're
so
amazing.
let's go to the next one. Obviously, we can talk about each one of them for hours on hours, and we're not going to do that. We're going to be to the point. What's
Okay,
the next one, Olivia?
so
Can the next take it on?
the next day in the BOGO box, we had Adaptive Touch, and we got an exclusive oil kumquat for free. Okay, what do you know? What do you know, Pam? Give us the dirt.
Well, Adaptive is probably one of the best and most fitting blend of essential oils for the time that we're living in. So Adaptive was created for us to be able to adapt. And what was the year of 2020, right? Was a year for us to learn to adapt and learn the new normal and even adapt to things that we were not ready for. So Adaptive is the blend for mental health, and it is there is a scent. Yes, Lena, the aroma is absolutely delicious, and I use it every single day. That's one of my daily oils too. For mental health. For me, having 3 kids, running a couple businesses, and living in 2 different countries, you have to be in a good mental state all of the time. So that is my go-to. And Adaptive is one of the first oils I use in the morning, along with frankincense and peppermint. So those are the 3 oils that are on my side table, and those are the first 3 that I put on. Kumquat is I grew up with kumquat because my dad was Japanese, and it is a little orange that we call in Portuguese. Edward knows this. Is kinkan in Japanese we call it, and it is very sweet and it's very little, but it's very potent. Like all the women, they're small but they're strong. And it is from Brazil, so it comes yes, Oto-san, and it comes from down south of Brazil. Unfortunately, he's not here anymore, but he's living through me, right? And he was my whole family loves those little oranges. The difference with the citrus oils are mainly with aroma and flavor, and also the citrus oils are all for me, it reminds me of your internal sun. Citrus oils have limonene, and limonene is what makes you happy. It stimulates the production of serotonin. And that is another aspect of the essential oils that I absolutely love, is we're not replacing anything in the body with something synthetic or something that the body doesn't produce. What essential oils do is they work with the natural processes of the body, stimulating what it's supposed to be doing. And that is the case of, let's say, serotonin, right? So the combo of kumquat and Adaptive is incredible for me, mental health. And then and by the way, Adaptive is only for topical and aromatic use. Same with Deep Blue, okay? Deep Blue is not an ingestible oil. You cannot use Deep Blue in food. You can only use topically and aromatic. Kumquat, you can add to drinks, food, and you can have so much fun in the kitchen with it. If you have a little bit of a heartburn, kumquat can right away kind of um, diminish that heat, right? Because heartburn is heat, and it will give you great properties for digestion. Lena, yes, limonene is amazing for the stomach. You're right. So Olivia, and also kumquat is the oil the emotional side for you to show up as you, as not being afraid of showing up as you are, not having to put on a front or a mask to try to be what you're not because you're afraid that people are not going to accept you for who you are. And and I guess for me it has been such a long road to be able to show up as myself and be unapologetic about what I believe in and what my place is in the world. So that is a great oil for that. How about you, Olivia? What do you do with those?
So Adaptive is one of my go-to oils for specifically for the days that I know are going to be particularly stressful. So I will use Adaptive to stay calm throughout the day, like especially when I know that it's going to be very chaotic. So it's basically my anti-chaos oil. I hope that's compliant. It's and my anti-chaos. So Adaptive is to keep me sane. So my sanity oil, my anti-chaos oil, I think those are all compliant words. I think we're getting there. So Adaptive is yeah, that's really what I use it for. So when I saw this combo, I was like, can I get 10? And I was like, no, I can't because I can only get 3. There's a limit, right? So I was like, okay, fine, I'll get 3 then. So Adaptive, and then Kumquat. I really love this one. I got this one I think a few years ago when it was also one of like the specials. And I remember I gave this away to someone who had a. I think this person has an issue with showing up as who they are, especially in the public eye, and it scanned for them in the iTovi. So it said kumquat in the iTovi scanner. And I was like, you know what? You need this more than I do. So I gave them my kumquat. And this person is kind of like not really present in the doTERRA world anymore. But yeah, so I was like, oh my gosh, when this kumquat came out, I was like, it's my chance to get it back. I really want this. So this kumquat is absolutely incredible. I also grew up eating kumquat. We had a kumquat tree. And so we ate these all the time. And kumquat was one of our favorite fruits. It was like just alongside of like kumquat, loquat, the little tangerines. Like we're just really into like mini orange looking things. And it was amazing for immune support, our metabolism. It's great for that mood boost. So it's also, great for that mental health, energy. This also is great in water. So I can add some to that too. Heart health, mental health, all that good stuff. You can also make your own cleaners, like kumquat scented cleaners. So good.
And also for the skin, but it's one thing to remember, it's really important. In Brazil, it's common knowledge. You don't use citrus at the beach. Sun and citrus, no good. But in America, it's funny, a lot of people don't know that. So
Mm,
the citrus oils are cold pressed and they can, yes, react in the sun. So it will make spots on your skin if you go in the sun with
mm.
citrus oil. So please, if you're using citrus oils, no sun. Don't expose your skin to the sun, but it is really amazing for the skin. So if you're trying to get rid of blemishes and make your skin even, clarifying, cleansing too, you can use citrus oils, but use it at nighttime before you go to bed. And in the morning, after a few like 10 hours, you'll be fine. Lena, you asked about carrier oils. We have the fractionated coconut oil that is a great oil for dilution, and it goes deep into the skin, about 7 layers, does not clog pores. So it's great for moisturizing without, for me, if I put any other oil, I'll get little bumps and pimples. With the fractionated coconut oil of doTERRA, we don't, because the fat solids are fractioned out. That's why it's fractionated. So it's a great carrier oil to be using with the essential oils. If you use another carrier like regular coconut oil in the kitchen, what happens is the molecules are too big. So usually it's not gonna give you that penetration that you're looking for the use of these essential oils. Okay, so fractionated coconut oil is awesome. Then another use of kumquat is in recipes that call like whipped cream. You can try that. Do whipped cream with kumquat, and that's another cool thing about flavoring whipped cream for chefs out there. Or if you're a mixologist, it's great to use the essential oils because there's no water in them, right? So it will not make your whipped cream all liquidy. It will be a perfect whipped cream with wonderful flavor and lots of antioxidants. That's another thing. And any citrus oils, detox. That's what they do. They detox your body.
Mm.
Yeah,
My
that's
sister
what Olivia is
just
doing right now.
my sister just opened a an Asian dim sum restaurant in Culver City, and she does all these like specialty Asian cocktails. I think this would be a really good one to add. Like you know how they do like lychee martinis? They should do a kumquat martini.
Ooh.
That'd
In
be
Vegas, though, there are a few bars that do use doTERRA essential oils to make their. Usually, it's the simple syrup, right? That they make and they flavored the simple syrup. So, if you have a restaurant, if you have friends who are bartenders and mixologists, there it is. Chefs, you have so much fun with it. My mom has restaurants and bakeries in Brazil, in São Paulo, and they do have hollandaise pie. Again, sorry, my Portuguese and my English is totally mixing up. And they put peppermint oil on that pie, and they also have another bread that they use the lemon essential oil. So you can just have so much fun. You can get so creative. It is the kumquat that Olivia used, Lena. And
mm-hmm.
also, let's talk about chakras a little bit, huh? So
Ooh.
any citrus oils will be connected to your sacral chakra. So I like the chakra stuff. So the sacral is where your creativity comes out, and also even the color, right? The orange color, creative. Also your sexuality, your sensuality, all connected to that sacral chakra for you to have more flow. And the uterus is connected to that, and that's where we create life. So very powerful. Any citrus oil connected to the sacral. That will be a good one. So if you want to have more flow and also even balance it, maybe it's hyper active or underactive, you can balance it out with citrus oils. Cool. Oh, Alina sent an appreciate word. I love this stuff. I'm still getting used to hacks, guys, but I love it.
It's so awesome, right? We have 566 friends here watching us on Haps, so that's pretty fun.
I'm
Okay.
26 to live, and I feel so old because this stuff feels like I still need to get the hang of this whole social media stuff. Jeez.
You're doing great.
Oh
You're a
my,
natural.
I'm
Everything's
catching
just happening. It's just all
up.
just happening all at once. It's great. I see a
The
lot of fives on the screen. Okay, so shall we move on to the next day?
That was my favorite the next day.
Oh, yes. Oh my gosh.
Hmm.
When I saw this combo, I was like, okay, well, I also need 10 of these. I basically need 10 of every single BOGO. So, okay. So, ooh. Lena said, I'm trying to figure out a good mixture for bug bites relief and one for bug repellent.
Oh, lemongrass. Lemongrass is amazing, but there is a blend that's already made, the Terra Shield.
Yes. And for the first time ever, we can see your Facebook comments, Leon, because they're on Haps. It's all connected. But yeah, so the bug bite repellent, well, now we can officially say compliantly that it repels mosquitoes. It's called Terra Shield. So you can actually get the Terra Shield. It was free this month, but you can get it in your cart. It's very affordable. And it's awesome. I love Terra Shield. We had that for the hike this weekend, and I walked away with very little bites. So that's very unusual since I usually get 50 bites per leg. But
And
okay, anyway.
remember the blood type, we talked about it. Usually, if you're O, you get more bites. And one little side note here as a mother, When I had Addie, was my first pregnancy. I we live in Hawaii, lots of mosquitoes.
Hmm.
So then I went to look for a natural repellent, and I had just really, I was just diving into the DoTerra world. Then I found TerraShield, but somebody gifted me repellent, and it wasn't natural. And it said on the bottle, "Do not use on children under 3 because it can stop their breathing." So just let that sink for a second. There are products out there that if you use it on a baby, it will stop their breathing. So really make sure that you're reading the labels, right? So TerraShield can be used on little tiny infants. That's what I did for my 3 babies. And that's what our go-to. It's always in our either our car or in our backpacks, especially for hiking. Olivia, Immortelle is probably one of our most favorite blends. But yeah.
Yes, I love Immortelle. And the fact that it was Immortelle and you get a frankincense touch for free, that was every person with like skin issues dream come true. So I think I've shared this before on my channel, where I've talked about how I have a certain skin thing. And if you look at other videos, I'm sure you can figure it out. But yeah, my skin has always been very bad my entire life, all over my body. So you can figure out what that means. But Immortelle and Frankincense Touch are the things that save my skin. So this was really skincare day. Oh, buy one Immortelle, get frankincense free. So, Pam, drop the bombs.
So one thing to know too, hey Olivia, put the label really close to the screen of the frankincense touch. So all of the touch, when it says touch, there is like a little tab on the very top. You see, that means that it's diluted, so it has fractionated coconut oil. If you look at the Immortelle bottle, it doesn't have that. It's a straight label, and that means that it has no fractionated coconut oil. It's straight essential oils. Hello, Louise and Willie. So the Immortelle, this is a little trick for it to last longer, but also to dilute it because it is pretty potent. What you can do is, and it's a combination of super powerful oils on the physical side, but also on the spiritual, emotional side. It has frankincense, which is the oil of truth. Hawaiian sandalwood is the oil of divine devotion. Lavender is the oil of communication. Myrrh is the oil of the mother. And helichrysum is the oil for you to get rid of trauma. And rose is the oil of absolute unconditional love, right? So this powerful combo is incredible for the skin. And for you to make it go a little bit further, what you can do is you can split in 3 different roll-ons and add fractionated coconut oil to it so it will last you longer, or you can even gift it. I've given Immortelle rollers as a gift for Christmas before. And for this combo, the frankincense and the Immortelle, what you can do is put a little bit of Immortelle on your hand and then roll a little bit more of the frankincense touch so you have enough to work in your whole face. And I do the gua sha stone. Do you guys use that? I have an amethyst gua sha, and that is awesome for the skin, especially for fine lines. And that is what this Immortelle is specifically for, is to get rid of the appearance of fine lines and also aging skin. And especially here in Hawaii, we are exposed to the sun all of the time. I love the sun, but I do not love sunscreen because there's just so much yucky bad stuff in it. So I opt to not use it. I just wear a hat, glasses, and then I do my skincare afterwards. Um, the frankincense, let's talk about frankincense. Oh my god, so probably will be, it is one of my favorite oils. If I had one choice to take to a deserted island, would be frankincense. And that's because I have a very personal story of my road to regain my health, where I had lost track of how to really be healthy. I used to smoke 2 cigarettes right in the morning and drink a cup of coffee before I got to the office every single morning. So frankincense was my first connection to essential oils, and I understood the power of regeneration that frankincense has. It is an oil that has been mentioned in the Bible and some sacred texts, not because of religion, but for us to remember how long this stuff is here. We're just now kind of rescuing some of this amazing information, but this has been here long before we started talking about essential oils, right? And also, hello, Rita. And also, Cleopatra. That was her secret. So, Cleopatra's secret to her beauty was she used to take baths of frankincense. And frankincense is a tree. We do a wonderful job in, we call it co-impact sourcing and also healing hands in Somalia and Oman. Everything that we do in doTERRA is sustainable, and that's important. And our frankincense has 4 species that makes it what we call uh, the profile, the chemistry profile of the oil much more potent than just one species on its own. It's kind of like people, right? When we're together, we're stronger. Same thing for the essential oils. So frankincense is my ultimate favorite oil. Anything connected to the brain, anything connected to the nervous system and neurological system, you can run to frankincense. Amazing for the skin, of course. It's in Immortal. And for my littles, what I have before and after on my Instagram, and it's literally minutes, guys. They fall. They always seem to hit this area right here on their forehead, and every single time it's frankincense, like 2 drops right away. No bruise, no marks. It's like magic, but it's not. It's science because it's DNA reparative, right? So like so fast. And Olivia's in love with frankincense too.
Yes, I absolutely love frankincense, and it's so crazy because we have lived together for a few months before. So I've actually seen this happen in real life. I've seen this science happen or this magic happen right in front of me. I remember it was like Wallace, one of your middle child, who hurt his head, and he was crying, he was screaming, and then I remembered that he was hanging out with me in the back house. And then I was like, oh my gosh, I remember we always put frankincense when he cries. So I just grabbed frankincense and I put it on his head. And it was me and Yvette and Mandy. We were all there. And I remember we put it on his head and he immediately stopped crying. And that's when Yvette and Mandy were like, oh my gosh, that worked. And I was like, I know, it's science. So yeah, frankincense is incredible. I use it as a spot treatment too because I have a lot of scars and stuff, like ugly things on my skin. Not that they're ugly, just they hang out and they don't look like the rest of my skin. So I use the frankincense on that, and of course the Immortal. So I love the idea of fractionating the Immortal into 3 different parts. And turning them into rollers. I think that's an amazing idea since sometimes it like using it straight is a little strong. So diluting it is such a great idea. Leon asks if we're fans of oregano oil. Of course, oregano oil is absolutely incredible. And it is great for all things to fight things that are not nice to our bodies. We use oregano and it's really awesome. It's antimicrobial, antibacterial. I think I can say that because it's a scientific property. But yeah, okay, so I think we can move on to the next day. What do you think, Pam? I think we can move on to the next day.
And then that was my turn to connect the computer because it's gonna die. But so one thing about oregano though, and it's important for people to really understand that it's a very potent hot oil. So if you are going to use oregano, 3 things to remember: dilute, 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 always.
Like a lot, like 1 drop to 10 drops of carrier oil, probably.
Yes. And please don't ever put essential oils in your orifices, like ears, nose, or whatever orifice in your body. Don't do that.
No holes.
No holes, okay?
No holes.
Around the holes, okay?
Yes, unless you're adding it to your water and it's going into your mouth.
Your mouth hole, yeah.
You can also use it as a suppository. So. Just 2 holes. Anyway, so well, let's go on to the next oils. So the next day we had buy, purify, and get clementine for free. So these are also 2 awesome oils. Clementine is a and exclusive. So this was very exclusive. You cannot purchase this at all. The only way that you would have gotten it is if you purchased a Purify and got this Clementine for free. So yeah, let's talk about Purify for a second. So Purify is exactly what the name it does. So I love it when a name of a blend is something incredible like Purify, because guess what it does? It purifies the air, and it is a cleansing blend. So it's really great for cleansing things. And I like to talk about this in not just a physical sense, but also an energetic sense. If you need to cleanse the energy in the room, I think this is really great for that. I have a team member who, whenever somebody's having a bad day or they have like a bad roommate situation or something, this is my Gen Z team. And she's in college, and then her friends will like complain about something, and then she has this joke where she'll be like, "Purify, purify, purify," and then she goes, "Yeah, this gets rid of the demons."
Is it Haley? It's Haley.
Kaylee.
It's Kaylee. Okay, sorry, it's Kaylee. Yes.
Yeah. And she'll be like, "Yes, this is what you need. Purify, purify, purify." It's like, this is great. But she's not wrong. So, if you need to get rid of some vampires and things, energy suckers or negative energy, Purify is the way to go. And so I think that is a really, really awesome oil. What have you got, Pam, for Purify?
Purify, it is a purifying oil, but it's very powerful because of the combination of oils that is in there. And one of the main ones to get rid of negativity is also melaleuca or tea tree. So tea tree is the oil of respectful limitations, and that is in Purify. So anything, if you think like antifungal, anything stinky, mothers with babies, diapers, in the pail of diaper, you can just drop a couple drops and things will smell fresh, even if they smelled rotten before. And in the car, so what you can do is, I have a car diffuser, but if you don't have it, you can do a little cotton ball and put on the vent of the AC, and your car will smell fresh and brand new. Another oil that's in there that's powerful is Siberian fir. It's a pine, and Siberian fir for generational healing. I love talking about generational healing because that's one of the main reasons why I do what I do with doTERRA, is to be able to heal what happened in the past and change the course of what's going to happen to the next generations, right? So I talk a whole lot about generational healing, and Siberian fir is one of the oils for you to be able to honor the ancestors, but also be able to look forward and not have to repeat and perpetuate something that does not serve you. And I love the cilantro that is in Purify, and cilantro is the oil for you to stop being a control freak. So if you are a controller, cilantro will let you kind of ease off the trying to control every situation and every person. And I say that from a very personal space, because I used to be a control freak, and now after I had kids, I'm like, I can't do it, right? But also because of life stuff. Then there is citronella. So Lena, great repellent. So you can use Purify as a repellent as well. And the lime essential oil is the oil of zest for life. So if you feel that you're a little bit apathetic about being happy that you are waking up breathing, which you should be very grateful every day. So lime is that, and lemon is the Sicilian lemon, and that is an oil also for cleansing and detoxing. But that oil, this one right here, this blend, is not for food or drinks. It's only for topical aromatic use, and it's great in cleaning products, right? So you can just do like a few drops of that in your cleaning products to add some extra benefits and also some extra cleaning power. Purify. So the next one is clementine, right?
Yes.
I anything Brazil, I get really excited. So clementine is Brazilian. Hey, it is from south of Brazil. And I had a chance to go see the biocitrus place where they do all the sourcing. And it's beautiful to see all the work that they do and how wonderful it is to also see the impact that it creates on both sides of the bottle, right? It creates the impact that we get benefits from it, but also the people who produce it get even greater benefits. And doTERRA works with small, medium, and large scale farmers, and all of them get to benefit. They don't try to go and buy all the farms and try to, be like the monopoly. They actually benefit over 86 different producers now of essential oils. It's really beautiful, the work that they do. But clementine is a citrus, right? It's zestier, a little sweeter, and it's a hybrid between a mandarin and an orange. And clementines come from the brother Clementine. He was doing amazing work in an orphanage back in the 19th century, and that's why it was named Clementine. But clementines also are gifted during Christmas time. And my friend Katya, she's from Finland, she taught me and my children this tradition that they have in Finland to poke the clove in the orange. Have you guys seen that? And then I started learning about all these traditions, and I find it so beautiful. But there's a reason behind every tradition. So if you look at our blend called On Guard, On Guard is a super powerful blend, probably the blend for the year of 2020, and it has orange and clove. So the reason why she explained to me, Finland is probably one of the coldest places in the world, and that's where Santa Claus is from, okay? And that's where Christmas is from. And winter time is the time that our immunity is not as strong, right? So it's the time that usually you get a little bit under the weather. So there is a reason why. It's not just for the scent, it's for the property. So the moment you poke clove into the orange, you release the essential oils, right? And the essential oils for every plant, every fruit, is what keeps the plant and the fruit healthy. That's the life of the plant. So when we use it, it does the same thing for us. But my point is, traditions, if you have any traditions from your grandparents or great grandparents, or things that's passed down from your mother to you or from your grandparents to you, there is a reason behind it. It might seem like, oh, it's so beautiful and aromatic, but it is for protection. So for strengthening that time of the year, especially, right? It really doesn't happen in Hawaii because you don't really get cold here. But in Finland, it gets really cold. And also another tradition that I love is, Christmas trees, pine trees. They are amazing for the respiratory system. So once Christmas is done, they break the branches of the pine tree and they put all over the house, especially on the entrance of every home. Because when people walk in, they step on the plants and they step and burst the little sacks of oils of the plant into the air. And what does it do? It distributes in the air, and that's essential oils, and we absorb it so fast. And again, tradition that is beautiful, but also there is a reason behind it.
That is so cool. I love that. So awesome. Okay, what have you got for clementine?
Yeah, so that was my thing about clementine and citrus, right? So
Yeah.
clementine is very similar. It is the hybrid and lots of antioxidants, but it's sweeter in flavor. And so I love using it in water because we don't have it all the time. It's not my go-to for daily use. So kumquat and clementine, you only get it in like special promos or a BOGO box. So I do use it sparingly. I don't use it all the time because I want to have it the whole year. So every time they have a promo, I snatched 3 of them this time so I can have a little stock, right? So Olivia was kind enough to give her only kumquat. Now you got it back. So try to gift the oils that you have access all the time.
Yes, I learned that. Now, and I was like, oh my gosh, I gave away my kumquat and my Ravinsara and my laurel leaf. So I was like, oh my gosh, I didn't realize that. The lessons you learn when you first start doing doTERRA. But yes, I love those. So such a great BOGO combo. Yeah. And I know that you already mentioned it in pure when we talked about Purify. But we also got an entire bottle of tea tree for free in the BOGO box. So I thought I should mention that because yeah, that tea tree, if you need it to be concentrated, and remember what Pamela was saying about how tea tree blocks negative energy. This was free in the box. So a lot of people that enrolled with the BOGO box in my team this month actually got it because there was a free tea tree in there. So I was like, oh my gosh, this is such a powerful oil. So tea tree is also free in the box. And then on the last day of the BOGO box, we had buy an aroma touch and get fennel for
Hey, can I
free.
just add a little side note about clementine too? And most of
Yes,
these citrus essential oils, but clementine specifically, metabolism for women, and you do dry brushing with aroma touch, and you add clementine or any citrus oils to it, it will make your skin nice and soft and not dimply. I'm trying to be compliant. What are dimples in your skin? You can put on the chat probably, but you know, so no dimples. Dimples basically are little storage of fat that are there because either you don't exercise or you're not paying attention to things that you can do like dry brushing and getting rid of those little deposits of fat. Okay.
I do really like hamburgers, so sometimes I have dimples in my skin.
He's saying hamburgers because that's how my middle child says hamburger. So we ask him to say hamburger. If he comes here, I'll ask him to say it, guys. It's so cute. You
It's so cute.
I'll tell Wallace to come here in a little bit.
I
Uh,
saw him poke his head in, and then I was like, "Ah, hamburgers here."
I'll ask him. I'll ask him to say it. And also, all the properties that we talked about, kumquat, can be similar to clementine. Okay, very very similar properties, especially for the digestive system. So let's talk about aroma touch. So aroma touch and fennel, it really brings me back to my pregnancies and especially my first pregnancy. But for not only pregnant mamas or women, aroma touch for the win. It is a massage blend for people that do not know how to relax, and that is a problem that Olivia and I have, and a lot of people who are type A and very committed to the purpose and mission that they have in their lives. I'm very committed in helping people and changing the economy of Brazil. So I will never stop. But I do need to force myself to learn to relax. And aroma touch can be that blend of oils that will make you relax. If you have a hard time sitting still for a long time, you don't have to sit still for a long time, but you need to do that sometimes. You need to let your body regenerate and rest. Aroma touch will do that for you. Another thing that I love aroma touch for is to keep the body from swelling up. So that's why I used it a whole lot throughout pregnancy, because I flew, like I took flights up to my, I know it's crazy. I was 38 weeks pregnant when I took the flight from Utah to Brazil to have my third baby. Do you remember that, Olivia? People,
Yeah,
you
you
know,
were very pregnant.
and the name that the girls were gonna name my child, it was Silver Lakeson, because Salt Lakeson. I'm sorry, because we're in Salt Lake. So they were like, we're gonna name him Salt Lakeson if he's born in Salt Lake, but he wasn't. And Aroma Touch was my go-to. Cypress is in there, so it is the oil of motion and flow. You have peppermint, which is the oil to keep your heart open, but also it will cool off the body. So high temperatures, right? You can cool off the body with peppermint, or any blend with peppermint in it will give you that effect. Marjoram is the oil of connection. So marjoram is also very amazing for muscle and tension, and basil as well. Amazing properties for that. Grapefruit is the oil. It's probably one of Olivia's favorite and my favorite, because that was one of the oils that made me connect and appreciate this physical body. It is the oil of honoring the body, and with all the pressure, right, to look perfect, to have a certain body type, and going through pregnancy and being 3 sizes larger, all of that. So grapefruit has been my go-to for that. And lavender, we all love lavender. It is the oil of communication, but anything calm and peace. And it has for me this effect of being able to hear better, like listen to people, not hear better, but listen to what people have to say, and also being able to say what needs to be said at that moment. It's very interesting how it works. It really makes your intuition more powerful, right? So then you start really connecting, and all of a sudden you're kind of channeling things. It's very beautiful how this connection happens. And then you have fennel, that is for moms, young moms, first time moms. It is the oil that I would apply on my chest, and I would like instantaneously feel the letdown. Also will bring you a sense of being satiated. So if you have a hard time not knowing when to stop, or trying to stop and not being able to, you can do like a little drop on your thumb and press it on your tongue. And that is sweet. It's sweet fennel. So it tastes sweet. If you have a sweet tooth, that might be an oil that can help you. Okay. And on the physical side, in Brazil, we use it a lot in desserts, but there is a reason why we use it in desserts, is to regulate our blood sugars. So, and that is, again, traditions, right? That taste good, but there's a reason why they're in there. We usually use the seeds, and I like, again, the fennel oil because I don't like the texture of the seeds. Usually we use it in like corn cake or cornbread. And in the past, the ancient Egyptians and Romans used to gift garlands of fennel to the warriors, because that is was believed to give them strength and courage. So it is an oil that can give you strength and courage, and it's also connected to the digestive system, specifically if you are gassy. So for flatulence, fennel will be a great oil to be using. Also, for the reproductive system and for women, hey, hormones, right? We don't talk a whole lot about fennel, but there is a blend in doTERRA called Claricom, and that is a monthly blend for women. And fennel is in there specifically because it might be the 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 one that will help you balance out hormones. Also connected to the urinary tract and kidneys. So anything that has a connection to kidneys for men, also it can give some support to the prostate. So, and also it's not very much talked about, but very amazing oil. And if you feel nauseous, when I couldn't use peppermint for nausea during my pregnancy, I could use fennel. So fennel was um, an oil that I could literally stomach, and sometimes I couldn't stomach the digestion. And it's also antipasmotic. So very, and for the respiratory system, it's expectorant too. So super versatile, but not very much talked about, right? We don't talk a whole lot about fennel oil, but it is such a powerful oil.
So true. Yeah. So this was actually another one of the oils that was like a surprise. So I had an enrollment in Canada that needed specifically deep blue, tea tree, and fennel. And it just so happened to be in the BOGO box. So they had no idea that fennel was coming. And as actually specifically for somebody who just gave birth and was having a lot of issues with feeding her baby. So it's such a miraculous oil. It's just awesome. Love it.
And for the baby, right? And for the baby, guys, for babies, sometimes if you feel that digestion, because it has peppermint, might be a little bit too intense, you can do fennel, and you can do bottoms of the feet. And I tested this the first time I used it on Addie. You can put on the feet and you smell the baby's mouth, and it smells like the essential oil applied on their feet. That's how fast it travels through the body. It's pretty amazing, right?
Wow.
Yes, and one thing about Melaleuca or tea tree, I teach hot yoga. I love hot yoga. I love being sweaty. I love it. That's why I live in Hawaii. But being damp all the time is not really great for women, right? So, a little hint, I do Melaleuca on my underwear every single day. Sorry, guys, I know a lot of TMI, but it is helpful. And we're talking doTERRA tea tree, please make sure you know your oils. And there is a difference in quality in essential oils. And if you use a synthetic oil, you will have the opposite effect, and then you will hurt yourself. That's what happened to Olivia, and she lost a lot of hair because of that before she met me. So she was very hesitant about essential oils when I told her, and she had a toothache. And she was like, "No, I've tried it before. I'm not really into it." And look at us now, sister. You're a teacher.
It's true. These are different, okay? Trust me. They're very different. Yeah, so but I would think that you can put tea tree and like any adult person, right? As long as, I mean, I would think that men also get a little damp down there.
Yeah, but I think men are way better off than women are because everything is inside, right?
That's
So
true.
um, actually, we heard it from very trustworthy sources that you can do doTERRA lavender, okay? Don't do another one. I don't know about other ones, but I know about doTERRA. I've always done this. When kids fall down, I would always put on top of the wound, in the wound, always. Because a
Mhm.
lot of people say around it, I always did it in. And I always felt like it healed so much faster. So now I heard it from very trustworthy sources at the Diamond Retreat that yes, in fact, they did a study there and they were like, absolutely, inside the wound, it will be much faster healing, just so you guys know. So I thought that
Yeah,
was
yeah. True. Actual science, actual clinical scientific studies. So cool.
so. I think that's it for our BOGO box. If you got the BOGO box, you are so excited, just as I am, as we all are. And yes, that's the BOGO box. So if you are not a member of doTERRA, that BOGO box gives you the membership as a gift. And if you have any questions, we're always here, heart open, always to talk about this world of essential oils that for me is my mission. So it's my mission to teach people about this and let them know that they don't have to suffer through things. You can have options at your fingertips all of the time. And by the way, my children never ever used anything synthetic. So mamas, there is a way to do it. Warrior Pride. Hi, hello, beautiful. Um, yes, awesome. So my guy is not here to say hamburger, guys. Maybe we'll say for that. Yes, but it's
Okay,
really cute when he says that.
so cute, cutest thing. But
Olivia, thank you so much for having me
yes,
on here.
thank
Um,
you for coming. I hope everyone learned something new today and learned everything about this BOGO box and what's in it. If you would like to have access to some of these oils, let me or Pam know and we'll take care of you. Let them know that you watched this broadcast so that we know where you came from and we know that we've already made friends with you, and reach out to us. So, where can they find you, Pam? On Instagram?
yes, you can find me by my name, Pamela Tanimura. Also, I have a product Instagram that I talk mainly about products. And here's the interesting thing is I mainly built my business for the past few years in Brazil. So all of my content on Pamela used to be just in Portuguese, but now I'm speaking in English. That's why sometimes I'm lost for words because I've been working in the Brazil market for so long that my English got a little rusty. But I'm getting back into it and I'm really looking forward to being able to interact more in English. So I would love to have you guys on there to give me some feedback because I'm always open to learning and improving.
Awesome. Say and me with Portuguese. So we've got an exchange to do. I have a much longer way to go, Pam. Much longer way to go. But I'm trying. So
You're doing amazing. Guys, do you know that she speaks like a gazillion languages? This woman is
I
incredible.
that was always like a big secret, and ever since I started live streaming, I guess that was the first time I could actually make use of it because there's so many people from different walks of life on here, and then I can speak in so many different languages in one broadcast. So it's pretty fun. But yeah, and so does she. She speaks also a million languages. So we're on the linguist train for sure.
We love languages. So awesome. Thank you so much. And thank you for bearing with me here because I'm getting this whole social media thing. And Olivia is the one responsible for me being able to work the social media world. And I'm forever grateful. And but I'm gonna get better, I promise.
You're amazing. Okay. Yeah. Yes, you are absolutely incredible. So, yeah, you've got to follow Pam. It makes amazing content, especially if you want to learn about how to use essential oils in so many different ways. And then also a different lifestyle that you would have never imagined. Like her lifestyle is just absolutely incredible. So super inspirational. Thank you so much, Pam.
Obrigada. Te amo.
Obrigada, te amo.
Love you, love you, love you.
Love
Bye, guys.
you.